Hi, my name's Jack Hodgins. Just wanted to cover a question that's come up with one of my subscribers, and they're having a problem where their firmware upgrading it's sort of gone wrong. So it's actually flashing red to show there's an actual firmware issue basically, and you can't do anything about it. You can't re-firmware it because it's not accepting it, and he's stuck at this point basically. And DJI has actually said he's got to do a hard reset. So basically what hard reset is all about, I'm just going to cover this today, is it's not an easy thing. It's not physical on here to do, okay? There's no reset button you can do. The reset button's inside. So what we need to do is we need to undo all the bolts on the bottom. So the bolts we've got to undo is 2 there, and there's 1 bolt just in between the corner of the leg. And we've got that on each one. 1 there, 2 here. We don't need the 4 here because that's just undoes the motor itself. We just need those 2, and that 1 there, and you've got a very tiny one on the end. So we've got each one of those legs. We need to remove those screws, which then will release the top case basically. And if anybody who's actually looking at this video and watching and thinking he's got his battery still in, yes I have. I can't take it out because it's too damn stiff. Gets to that point, I can't put it any further, so it's caught, and I'm not quite sure why it's got caught, but I did fly this in a very cold day. I didn't remove the batteries after they came back, so I don't know whether it's shrunk a little bit and it's now jammed the battery. So hopefully when I undo the top I'll be able to see why the battery is not coming undone. But for this to work, there's inside on the flight controller, there's 2 pins I need to short out and keep shorted out, while I power this up, and then I plug in USB cable and we open up the assistant software. And what that basically, when you short those 2 pins out, what it does, it tells the Phantom to go into hard reset. So on the assistant software, it should show the firmware as 0, like not loaded. Okay, then you can load the next the version on there, and then when you do a power recycle, you turn the power off, take the cable away from the flight controller, power it back on again, then you have the latest version firmware fully on there, fully running. So this is what we're going to do on this video. We're going to do it with this one. This has no firmware problems, but we're going to see if shorting the 2 pins out will allow us to put it into a hard reset, and this is what we're going to do. So for a moment I'm just going to undo the screws. So remember it's topsail one, 2 screws here, and 1 just by the corner leg on each of the arms we need to remove. So I'm going to do that now. And then we're going to open up. So while I'm doing that, we'll speed this up. Right, all the screws are undone now. So carefully lift the lid up to make sure, because you've got the GPS cable underneath, so it's quite tight fitting. So we'll disconnect that from there. And there we go. So the lid's off. So what we need to do is make sure on the Phantom controller itself, it's got a number of numbers down the side there. What we're interested in is the F1 and F2. Okay, so I'll do a picture up here, and we need to short the 2 bottom pins out with the cable. So I would use the cable I got, and it's a little pin. It shorts itself out. You can probably use a PC jumper, which is a very tiny little pin you get off a motherboard or for a PC. If you've got a small one that's not, and it's got very small pins like this and not so far apart, that will do the job as well. So if I just fit that in there, while I'm doing that, I'll show the picture up here, picture up this side here, how it looks, so you get an idea which 2 pins I'm actually shorting out on here. So make sure that looks right. Okay, so that's it in there, and what you've got to remember is before we start this up, power it on, you need to also put the cover back with the GPS plugged into it, because if you don't plug the GPS into this, it won't actually wipe the GPS firmware. When we refirm it, it won't put it back on there either. So we'll just place the lid on here and plug the GPS back in. Because it's mine's quite tight fitting to put the GPS in. So oh, bit fiddly. Made it too fiddly. Bear with us a sec. actually play ball with me today. So let's try again. I think I've done it now. Let's just make sure she's connected in, because otherwise it won't firmware properly and wipe it. That's what she's in. Right, so obviously make sure the GPS is attached to this. If you've got a gimbal, make sure that's obviously attached, because this one I've got no gimbal, so it's not going to be able to wipe the gimbal firmware or refirm it back. So yours will have the gimbal on it anyway. So the GPS is attached. We've got the cable in place. Got the cable dangling outside there. So we are now ready to power up. So we put the battery back in, and power up, and we should get this funny noise as we got here. Red lights, funny big noise. That's telling me the firmware is wiped. So now we'll switch over to the PC and we'll load up. Oh, before we do, install. Remember to fit the USB cable. Okay, USB cable's in. Now we'll go to the PC and we'll load the software up on here. Right, software's loaded up and it's showing it's the firmware version is now 00, and it's now prompting me to now upgrade to 3.08. So what we do now is click on the upgrade button, and it'll give you a pre-warning, say, are you sure you want to upgrade this? And you say yes. And then now start upgrading the firmware. So give it a couple of seconds. There you go. Upgrade completely successful. So now we can now power cycle the Phantom down. So we'll do that. So off. Okay. Click OK. Now we need to, before we power back on, what we need to do is we need to remove the 2 pins. So we just slightly pull those out. Okay, so removed from there. Keeping the top on with the GPS still on there, and then we can then power back up again. And then look at the software as it's running through its power up sequence. You can now see that it's firmware to 308, which is latest for this video. The GPS has been refirmwared. And everything else has been refirmware, apart from obviously what's not connected. Obviously the remote's not connected, but everything else is done. So, and in hope, because mine hasn't got the gimbal at the bottom there, it doesn't show it, but obviously on yours it'll show the gimbal, and then it should show the latest firmware on the gimbal. So that basically tells you it's a successful upgrade, and that is how you actually do a full hardware reset. So this will probably sort out lots of common problems. And I mean, if you've gone through a firmware upgrade and its PC's crashed, or your cable got unplugged accidentally, or the battery went flat on the Phantom and it's not loaded it, you'll get that horrible, nasty, bleeping red flashing light sounds. So by doing this hard reset, that will wipe that and restart it again. Or if you find your Phantom's playing up, it's got doing funny gibbers business, and you've done lots of different things and it hasn't sorted it out, there's no harm in doing this hard reset, because all it's doing is wiping the firmware and then re-flashing it again with the current version. And hopefully that will then sort out any bugs or issues you may have. So give that a go. Hopefully that will actually sort it for you. And if you like this video, please remember to subscribe to us. And we're going to do a lot more of these step-by-steps for what you can do. I suppose you can do the same for a hardware reset, maybe for the Phantom 2. Haven't got a Phantom 2 to try it on, but I'm assuming it'll work for all of them. But I'll check that, and then I'll put the details on my website with this close-up clips of the speed controller, so you get an idea of which 2 pins they are, because it's quite hard to see on the video basically. So we'll do a couple of photographs, we'll put them up as well, and then I'll find out whether this can be also be done to the previous version of Phantoms, and I'll do a list at the bottom to say what version you can do this for, to give you an idea. But hopefully that'll sort the problem out. Again, remember, fly safe, be safe. Remember to subscribe and check my website out, and see you soon. Cheers.